Hello brothers and sisters, welcome to another episode here on Dangerous African Confessions HD. In this episode, we have the continuation of the confession from our brothers who is a pastor and shared with us about his marital life with his wife. He shared in the previous episode how his wife after them having 2 children started behaving strangely towards him, which later he decided to go and do a DNA test on their children. The difficulty of this man having to find out about the paternity of his children is just mind-boggling. Can a pastor's wife really do this kind of thing? Well, to find out what really this whole confession is all about, let us go and listen to him. And please don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video so that others can listen to it.
I wasn't the biological father of all the 2 children. And the reason he asked for my semen was that he wanted to check for other possibilities. He told me that I did had a low speed count and was not possible to even impregnate a woman in the first place. The doctor told me for sure that he asked for my semen because he wanted to see if everything was well with my reproductive organs. And if it was so, he would have told me that I was the father. But getting to know that I couldn't be the father, there was no point in having me go on with such lie. He said he feared for what might happen to the children, that is why he wanted to be sure if there was any chance of me impregnating a woman. So with this information at the back of my mind, I was drowned in tears at the doctor's office. Honestly, if anything had happened on the road, I wouldn't have known. I didn't know how to handle the case when I got home. I cried like a baby. I felt my whole world has come an end for me. Yes, that was the feeling. I was so much upset and I started to question God for the things happening to me, even when I had served Him with all my heart and soul. How could He have allowed such a thing to befall me? My brother, it wasn't such a small thing for me at all. I feared I might do something bad when my wife gets home. So, I went out and booked for myself a hotel room and I spent 2 days in the hotel. I switched my phone off and that was it. I wanted to be all alone. So I returned home and I could tell they were all worried about my absence. My wife tried to find out what and where I was, but I didn't give her any response. I called my children to the room and had to ask for their forgiveness for making them worried. I then came to the bed and slept without saying anything to my wife. The more reason I didn't want to talk to her was me trying hard to avoid what might come out of the interactions with her. This is because I honestly didn't know how I was going to feel or react to her answers to the numerous questions that was going through my mind at that time. This then grew to even more trauma than I even thought would happen. I continued not to even show up at evening services with a lot of excuses and I allowed other ministers in the church to be the ones to do the services. It was purely complete feel of betrayal from the very person I loved so much in my life. Someone that I never thought would even be capable of even shouting at me could dare do such a thing to me. I couldn't eat nor sleep for days. She kept on wondering what was going on and what was happening to me. I knew and I felt I had changed completely towards my family. So apparently, she had talked to my pastor friend to try and find out what was wrong with me. But because I didn't want to disgrace her or bring up any issues of my family out there, I told him I was undergoing some instructions that I couldn't talk about it to anyone. It was after about a week that I was sitting under this summer hut that we have in our house. Our maid and the gateman came to me and asked me something. They asked me if everything was well with me. I wanted to know why they were asking me about such thing. This my housemaid told me that she has been in the house for quite a long time to know that something is wrong. And learning from what I constantly teach them, they wanted to find out if there is something that they could do or something that needs to be done on their part to make things better like it used to be. My gateman brought me to tears when he told me to continue to be the role model he looks up to. He said to that, prior to him meeting me and becoming a Christian, he had never stepped foot in church before. And when he started working for us, the way I treated them as a part of the family made him realize how good of people we are. And if we talk about a certain God somewhere, he will be glad to know that God. Reason why they feel something is off in the house and they wanted to see if they can help. This was when I got to know that they have actually gone to my wife to find out from her what was going on. And she told them to come and ask me since I was their father in the house. Because she does not know what really the issue is. So I told them that it had nothing to do with them and that they cannot say anything about it. Because it is something that I simply cannot disclose to them, so they shouldn't worry their head over it. That evening, I was sitting in the very seat that I was when the maid and the gateman came to me, when my house help came to me. This time, it was not about if I was okay or not. She told me that she wanted to stop working with us and that she wanted to go away. I asked her what the problem was. At first she didn't want to come clean with me. So, after several talks with her, she told me that she always feels the urge to tell me about something that she has been seeing going on. And she couldn't bring herself together to tell me because of the person involved and what it can cause between the person and myself. At this point, I tell you everything that I was thinking was gone like that. And I was more curious to know more about what she was talking about. So I pleaded and asked her to be very much open and honest with me. This was when she told me that she has been seeing my wife who is actually her mother. Because she calls her mom. She said she has been seeing her go to my Pina brother's apartment at certain times that makes her question why her mother will go to that place. When she said that, I told her that my wife may go to him for a business discussion or some sort. She smiled and told me point blank that she actually goes there for something more than that. So I had to question her the more. And she actually brought out about how she used to go to my brother's end for them to have fun. I hope you understand what I mean by she goes there for them to have fun. And she said, one of these days, she went to my brother's place when she was supposed to go and buy some things for the house. And knowing that my wife was not at home, she decided to pass by my brother's place. According to her, she got there and she heard someone talking about their intimacy with my brother. And the voice sounded just like my wife. She said that what made her got to know about the fact that it was my wife was the fact that my brother asked her what about his brother who is his husband. And my wife said she knows how to handle the situation with me. But she could not actually pinpoint the exact thing they were talking about. So, according to her, she could no longer hide whatever she had on my brother's end from me anymore. Because she feels she is doing me more harm than good if she keeps hiding it from me. When she said this to me, she added that it is the reason why she wants to leave the house. Because she does not feel comfortable being in the house anymore. Because to her, her role model has met her down. And I told her not to. Because we are all human and maybe what she thinks to have heard in the room might not really be what is going on. I wanted to just clear that perception from her mind. I asked her not to go, and even if she wanted to, she should wait till I am ready to let her go. I told her I wanted to find something for her later and so she should keep still and live with us. The very next morning, as my wife was about to go to work, I asked her to sit down because I had something very important to discuss with her. I brought her the test results and showed her. She told me she didn't understand what exactly it meant. And so I explained to her about the need for me to go out there to do a rest on the children. She then questioned me why I did that. And I also came in to question her what was wrong if I had to do a test on my own children. She seemed very tensed when she was responding to me after I told her about the test. I just told her to come clean with me as far as the paternity of the children are concerned. Because I already know what the result says. And she better have some explanations for me when I returned from where I was going. She didn't make any comment or make any steps when I said that. She just sat on the bed and uttered no words. That evening when I returned back home, my mother-in-law was there waiting for me. So after I had gone and put my stuffs in the bedroom, I came back to her and wanted to find out her visit. This she told me that there are some things going on in my house that my wife had come to confide in her and she saw the need to come to me the man and find out what exactly is the problem. So, I didn't give her any response to that. But then, when she told me about the fact that my wife had actually said that I am treating her in a way that she does not understand and like, or asked her to tell my wife to really speak out before I lose control. After back and forth with her, I asked her what she has been going to my younger brother's house to do. She brought in work-related stuffs as her reasons for going there. And then, I asked if work stuffs has to do with her romantic affairs with my brother. Because I have all the evidence that she has been sleeping with my brother. Her mother shouted and was like, "How can I accuse her daughter like that?" So I asked her to then find out from her daughter why the 2 children that we have are all not mine. In short, my brother, it was after that she was able to come out to beg and reveal that, indeed she has had something to do with my brother. And she didn't know how to tell me about it. So right now as I am talking to you, I am not in my own house. I am currently staying in an apartment that I had rented out for guest minis when they come to minister in our church. Honestly, I don't know my way forward right now, as far as this woman and the children are concerned. And also I don't want to make any rush decisions also. This is why I am away from my hen house to have my head cleared. What should I do now, my brother?
Thank you. Don't forget to please subscribe, share and like our videos. Kindly hit the notification bell so you will be the first to get notification to our videos when we upload. Indeed, I believe this story is something that is really tearing me down. Oh, feel sad for this our brother. How can someone you trust so much betray you like this? Exactly his point when he said, stabbing you in the back is not the most painful thing, but when you get to know the person who did it. A woman who is married to a pastor can do that. What this world is turning out to be right now is really something unimaginable. But in all this, I will say that it is only the good Lord who knows the best for us all. I will advise our brother to constantly seek the face of the Lord. Because he has something special on the way coming for you. Maybe, this is meant to test your faith in him. To see how and what you will do in times like this. Like I always say, these are not just stories for story's sake. They are meant for us not to make these mistakes our brothers and sisters are making. That's why we share these stories with you. Just like we always do in this house, please let us also hear from you, our beautiful family members. Let's listen to your views and concerns and comments in the comment section. Yes, just as we are here to share with ourselves what is going on out there, we do bring these conversations with you, our family members, to help their innocent brothers and sisters to realize what is happening out there, that they do not have any idea about. So that they can make their own decisions going forward in their day-to-day activities. I just hope that we honestly take the important lessons from these stories to better our lives and decisions. Stay blessed and be safe. Thanks for being a part of this growing family. Kindly share your thought with us in the comment section below. And if you are new here, please subscribe, like and share.